Assalamu alaikum dear researchers. In this video I am going to discuss how useful Bard AI, that is Google's new addition to the whole collection of these AI chatbots including ChatGPT, Bing, and there are so many which we could discuss later on. So how useful is Bard AI for the research? Now when you type in bard.google.com you will reach this beta version of Google Bard. So, what is Google Bard? As you may have heard of it, it is actually the AI system created by Google, and it is basically trained on a very massive database of text and code. And like ChatGPT, it can generate text, it can translate languages. Uh, you give it a prompt that it can create different type of contents, give you answers. So it's basically like ChatGPT, but the difference is that it has the latest information. It can also grab information from um from the internet, from different websites, from different sources, right? And obviously the Google is the most popular and most powerful search engine. So I'm quite sure that Bard has the capabilities of Google as well. So let's start here. Right, we started with the Chat GPT. If you remember my video, that we start with the basic research idea. First, let's ask Google, how can Bard help me in my research of time. It's still a beta version, and it's already mentioned over here that Bard may display inaccurate or offensive information that doesn't represent Google views. We already know there have been some problems in the history where first of all when they tried to launch it, there were some issues. It gave such wrong answers that people actually got offended out of it. So that is why they have given this prompt. So Bard can help you research in a number of ways, help you find information. Bard can help you find information on a wide range of topics, including scientific research papers, news articles, and other sources. It can also help you to identify relevant information from a large data set. This is very important because with ChatGPT does not have much access to the information. I have personally experienced, I have also shown you on the video as well, that when you try to find some literature and we try to find some resource from the research papers, it actually gives you wrong citations. So that's a big problem with ChatGPT. So it can help you understand information. It can help understand complex information by providing summaries, explanation, and visualization. It can also help you to identify the key points of an argument or a study, helping you to generate ideas. It can also help you to generate idea like brainstorming. I have often mentioned that AI like ChatGPT was meant to be a brainstorming tool. You just cannot totally rely on it. You cannot ask ChatGPT to write a research paper, do a research, collect data and stuff like that for you. So basically brainstorming. But I am guessing that maybe Google Scholar is a bit more than Google Bard is a bit more than that. We all know we have been using Google Scholars and Google search engine for a lot of research. So maybe Bard can help us out in this, and helping you to write your research. Bard can help you write research paper, providing feedback on your writing suggestion. So literally I feel everything it is offering right now, and let's see if the beta version is good enough. Here are some specific example. You are working on a research paper about the effect of climate change on coral reefs. You can use BAR to help you find relevant research papers, news articles, and other sources. This is totally brilliant because obviously research papers, if we are looking from Google Scholar, can we look from BAR now? Let's see in a while. You can also use BAR to summarize the key findings of these sources and to identify gaps in the literature. You're working on a presentation about the history of civil rights. Let's say you're working on a grant proposal for a research project. You use BAR to help you write proposal to identify. So what am I gonna do now? Because Bard is gonna do everything for me, it seems like. So let's start with a basic prompt. Okay, so let me give a prompt like about something about research that I want to do research on street harassment of women in Pakistan. Give me an outline of this research project. It is a PhD level thesis. So here's an outline of research project. Define street harassment. Discuss impact of street harassment on lives. Okay, why don't we just compare it with Google? Sorry, Chat GPT, and see what results we get from there. So we can have a better comparison. So this is Chat GPT 3.5, the free version, and I paste same answer question here and waiting for the response now. So finally, I have results from both ChatGPT and Bard. And as we can see, I think the results from ChatGPT are more detailed. They have more subsections. They have a wider perspective, whereas Bard seems more focused. Uh, is not giving that much details, right? If we see introduction, 3 points within introduction, define this, discuss the impact, identify the causes. Whereas in this introduction given by ChatGPT, in fact, ChatGPT has also given us the title of the topic. So here we have the background and the context, right? Research objectives, research questions, looks more professional, more detailed. So I think ChatGPT wins here, kind of for this response. So what next? We can try to find some real studies. Obviously, uh, I think my experience with ChatGPT, it does not give us the real references. And what about the part? Let me search for something, some topic that I did my research a while ago. Fear of terrorism and its impact on psychological adjustment of sojourners in Pakistan. And let me give you the same prompt to ChatGPT. This paper was published in 2020. It gave me reference to a paper that discusses this topic, right? And over here, okay, ChatGPT is still typing. It is actually, I think, programmed for more detailed responses. Still typing, and I think I stopped it in the middle. And what about Bard? Bard is more concise. This is the basic difference that we can find in both. So give me a reference to a paper that discusses this topic. Give me a reference to the paper that discusses this topic. Okay, so this is correct, I think. Okay, test here Bard is better, and finally, ChatGPT has told us that this reference is fictional, does not correspond to an actual paper. So this was what I was discussing in previous video, that lots of references that we get from ChatGPT are basically fake. So here are some other references. I think we can cross check these references, right? Let me just copy it. Let me make it full screen. Okay. Could not find this reference. Okay, this was actually, I think, here Google Bard may not be 100% correct. It is still giving us the responses that are fictional. See, this paper is for real, and I know about this paper because I wrote it myself. But all other these three references, I could not find them. So these three are a no go, and this one is correct. So here, I think Google Bard is a bit better than uh, ChatGPT, but we cannot actually rely on the references given by it. Now, the second comparison that I'm going to make between ChatGPT and Bard is how it can help me in interpretation of my results from a statistical software, right? So here's a correlation matrix. I'm going to copy it. This is from Jamovi, and I'm going to paste it in Google Bard. I'm going to paste it in ChatGPT, and just write a prompt that interpret the results in the table. Okay, copy the same, and same prompt to Bard, and let's press the submit button. Let's press the submit button. ChatGPT takes a lot of time. I think in comparison to Google, Bard is faster. But anyways, we are more concerned with the results. Okay, if you can see, we can also have other drafts, right? If you are not interested in these results, you can compare the other regenerate drafts. You can keep on like asking it again and again, as we discussed in ChatGPT, because this is artificially intelligent. It is always come up with some kind of different answer. But at overview, we can see this is more of a subjective response. It is also telling me about what is the correlation coefficient, what is the minimum maximum value kind of a thing, more generalized response. Okay, and it is also giving us like an interpretation, the one that you write in your discussions. This one is basically actually interpreting the results the same way we write in our results section normally, like how we are explaining our results or how it is explaining the table right away. So how can here how you can interpret the result: intention to use as a high positive correlation with attitude. Attitudes have strong power correlations, so on and so forth. Actually, this is the table written in subjective form. Okay, so but there is a summary as well. In summary, the results suggest that attitudes perceive ease of use are positively correlated with intention to use. Okay, here Bard is giving us some extra information. These findings suggest that number of factors can influence a person's intention to use a new technology. In addition to the factors listed in the table, other factors that may influence intention, etc., etc. So what I am guessing is that the responses that are given by the Bard are can be actually helpful for your discussion section. The responses that are given by ChatGPT can be helpful in your result section. So it's not a bad idea to use both these tools, because now AI is part and parcel of research, and we can use multiple tools to help us, in research process. So that's all about my video. I just compared Bard with ChatGPT. There is a detailed video on ChatGPT on my channel. You can watch that video. You can test the same prompts that I use with ChatGPT with Bard, and you can give me a response that which one you find better for the research. Thank you.